learning a lot. In fact, you were crying here during the break that you didn't know this kind of stuff when you were a kid.
Okay, you guys, I hope you're ready for this because you're going to start crying too, especially for either yourself or your children or what they could have done. We were teasing up about how Rob helped a 3.1 GPA student get into multiple top universities. He's got two stories here that are going to make you cry or get excited because your kids have opportunities you didn't even know.
Well, let's see if I can I can live up to that sort of hype. Yes, I worked with a young man this year. He's a senior. He has a 3.1 GPA, is in the greater Thousand Oaks area without giving it away, and a terrific young man. But
I know him. Just kidding.
Darn it. A terrific young man, really starting to come into his own, though, as he's moving later in the 11th grade year and now in the 12th grade year. Grades are starting to pick up. He's taking more challenging classes, but he got off to a pretty rough start. And most important to him and his family was, where am I going to be able to go in the country? And I don't care where I have to go. I want to find the best education I can possibly get into the school that is going to be the absolute best fit for me. And when I say best fit, where is this young man going to be able to find what he really wants to study, in an environment that's going to be nurturing for him, class sizes that are going to fit him, an environment that he's going to feel like for 4 or 5 years of my life, this is going to be home, and I'm happy with that. So we went out, we did an extensive search, we found a number of schools that were a good match. He then took that lead and did the research on his own. This is not, the college counselor is not going to tell you what to do. The college counselor is providing advice. They're pointing you in the right direction and helping you make smart decisions. But the decision ultimately is yours and the student. So this young man, 2 weeks before the Cal State UC deadline, with his 3.1 GPA and his 1760 SAT score, pretty pedestrian in the modern era, is admitted to the University of Kansas. Outstanding school, has a terrific program in what he wants to study. 2 weeks before you can even finish the deadline for the applications for the Cal State system. So he threw his Cal State app in the garbage. He said, I don't need to go there, I'm already into a better school. I said, I agree with you. So now let's take a couple of shots. Let's reach out and try to stretch what we can do with your 3.1 and your 1760. I can tell you, the young man was admitted to VCU. He was admitted to Michigan State University. He was admitted to Indiana University Bloomington. He was admitted to Colorado State, and after thinking about it and visiting a number of these schools and seeing it with his own eyes, he knew Indiana University, IU, was the place he wants to be. He is so happy. His family is so happy. And frankly, considering the average student there is a 3.6 to a 3.7, I was so happy to see that he was able to find a terrific top 50, top 60 school with really a B average. So it can happen. It can happen all over the place if you're looking, if you understand what to look for.
We're glad we found you.
I'm glad I found you.
Yeah, Robert Schwartz with Eureka and Princeton Review, college planner extraordinaire. He helps your students increase their scores and their opportunities in college. And okay, that was an incredible story because nobody, I know I'm like bummed because I'm like, I could have looked at all kinds of options. I didn't. And therefore your guidance would have been influential in my life without a doubt. On top of that, you have a great story about someone that was able to obtain a scholarship that in most cases you wouldn't think it would happen.
Also true. I'm working with another young lady. She's a senior in the Pasadena area. Terrific young lady, hard worker. GPA is around a 3.4, maybe a 3.5. So she's a good student, but not outstanding. Very, very good, though. She took the SAT and scored a 1560, which is barely above the national average. Family says, okay, we need to prepare her. They went out and got a tutor on their own. They took the exam again, 1640. Score only went up 80 points, and I said, something is going on here. I know the young lady works very hard. I know she's dedicated. I also knew the tutor. While she didn't work for my organization, she's also very good. Score only moved 80 points. Now I know it's an issue between the test and the student. So I convinced the family, let's move her over to the ACT. It's going to be a better fit. Now I have to convince them to spend again and prepare this young lady to take this second exam. And there was a little bit of hesitation, and I said, I promise you, she prepares the right way and the score moves in the direction we need it to go, you are going to get paid 10 times over for what you put in. They begrudgingly agreed, spent the money on tutoring. One of my people from Eureka Review came out. We took a mock test. She scored a 26 out of 36. To put that in some context, she scored an 1800 on an SAT. So she's already ahead of the game. Then we prepared her. She took the official score, or the official test, got her score. She scored a 30. That's an equivalent of over a 2,000 on the SAT. She was
That's a
admitted.
substantial change.
It's a gigantic move. This is someone who, her list of schools, kind of all over the place. She not only was thinking, I might get into 1 or 2 schools. She's been admitted to 6 schools of the 8 she's applied, one of which is Seton Hall University that offered her a guaranteed $88,000 over 4 years, primarily based on her test score.
Amazing.
Wow, great story.
Really, really great.
And you also mentioned the importance of that she focused on basically the major that she wanted to focus on, and that helped her as well, right?
You got to know what it is you're looking for. I come back to this notion of being a good consumer. Don't ever lose sight of the fact that there's 2,300 organizations, 2,300 businesses that are shopping for you, the student. We always get caught up in this notion that we're so lucky to get in. Guys, I got news for you. They're lucky to have you. 72% of all the applications that go out get a yes answer. In the United States, there are actually more seats than there are applications every year. Our problem is we fall in love with the same list of 50 or 60 schools, and that's where 90% of the applications go. So you end up with situations like Stanford, who this year admitted 5.6% of the students who applied. That's
1 in 20.
That's 1 in 20.
But
Those
you
are the
did
best.
help someone get in there this year,
Yes,
did you not?
I do have a young man into Stanford and MIT this year.
All right.
Right.
Rob, we're going to have you back. That was amazing. Robert Schwartz with Eureka and Princeton Review, sharing with you some college planning tips that I didn't even know, and we look forward to getting you back on the show. Rob, thanks for joining
Guys,
us.
it was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
Make sure you go to our website at donandgino.com. Later today, we're going to post all of Rob's information. You can get him, though, more information from eurekareview.com, eurekareview.com. And please stay tuned because we have another exciting hour with a dynamic duo in the real estate industry and some great information. When we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220, KHDS.